What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the meditations on our most recent game of Star Wars Shatterpoint, Spectre Squad versus Inferno Squad and the Inquisitors. And for anyone who did not watch that battle report, go over and watch it. I don't know why you didn't. Yeah, please. But it was a final resounding victory for Chopper.
Chopper.
Not Spectre Squad, for Chopper. Let's be very clear here. Chopper was the hero we needed. Every one of his actions, every one of his activations was just pure gold.
Yeah.
Like, just gold, right?
He did so many cool things. He took the R2 Lando ability of not being able to be shot and just made it way more annoying. And then also decided to take 2 points.
Because, what was it? I Shatterpointed with him, of all things, right?
Shatterpoint Chopper is the funniest sentence in the world.
Like, Shatterpointed up, take this point, activated it again, took this point, and pushed Del back.
Yep.
And I think I threw a whole bunch of conditions onto Hask.
Yep, you threw everything but
everything but
one.
Yeah, I can't remember the one he didn't get. I think it was a pin.
Yeah, everything but pin onto Hask. And then he proceeded to get shot 3 times.
And you pushed him all the way back.
I pushed him back over to here and only did 2 damage.
Yeah. And then he proceeded to activate and run all the way over here
for the rest of the game until all of a sudden we go, wait a minute, Chopper just wins the game.
And yeah, because the funny thing is I'm looking at this like, oh no, Chopper's the worst activation. No, Chopper's the best activation. Because that was absolutely insane. Like, I was hoping for Zeb at the very end.
We were both looking at Zeb. There was maybe a world for Kanan, maybe. And then Chopper rolls up and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I can breathe. And then we look at his card for 3 seconds and we go, no, I can't breathe. No. I need to roll all fails.
Because you pointed out, Chopper, sometimes you do it right. And you're like, yeah, you just take somebody out and Chopper just gets
walks up to the point.
It's like, oh, I see. Yeah. And then we looked at Chopper's tree. It's like, Chopper just needs 1 success.
Yeah, Chopper rolls expertise or a crit, and then he kills Gideon Hask.
And even with Hask's clapback.
Yeah, he then does a
5-die...
Because you put out the conditions on him, a 5-die disarmed crackback.
Oh, man. So the funny thing is like, when I was first looking at Chopper, I'm like, yeah, Chopper's not bad. I don't know if he's great. I'm not looking at Chopper going, it's like, wow, I actually really like Chopper.
Chopper's pretty darn good.
Like, Chopper's fantastic. And
yeah.
He definitely did this. I love it. I'm looking at everything on his card. He caused mayhem. Check. He sometimes did something right. Check.
Yep.
He was sturdily constructed. Yep.
Those rocket boosters did things.
And then, is that one of ours? Yep. Like, he just did everything there. Like, I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with everyone from Spectre Squad.
Oh yeah, they all did really fun things. Like, they all were meaningful. Zeb taking a point, or being able to just not be wounded anymore, and walk right up there, take that point, that was meaningful.
Yeah. I think Hera was the only one who didn't really get a chance to shine. But that's because I waited so long to really do anything with Hera, and I wasn't really moving her up.
Yep.
But Ezra did work for me all game. Kanan, he did great work for me as well. Mm-hmm. I think part of this is chalked up to the fact that, this was our first game with Spectre Squad, so you were kind of coming into it with what can they do?
Yeah.
Which was a little bit challenging. You also did bring both Del and Ravo, which unfortunately are not the most optimal choices here, so I did have a little bit of a leg up there.
Which is true, but I'm never not taking Del if it's Inferno Squad. He's my boy.
Which is fair. I was really worried with the second struggle there. You had such a strong second struggle. Oh, that
was an amazing second struggle.
You won it in 2 activations.
2 activations.
Yeah.
Boom, bam.
It was so strong.
Score 3, you score nothing, struggle over.
I was really worried there, but then I had that extremely strong activation with, it was Sabine. It was an extremely strong activation with Sabine where I was able to walk Ezra over onto this point.
Yep.
And because I had 2 guys over here, I took this point, and then Sabine was able to get enough shoves to get this point. That was a huge swing back for me on that one.
Yeah.
Spectre Squad, really solid. They lack the second bodies that a lot of other supports have, but I dug them a lot. I thought they were a lot of fun to really use here.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I didn't screw anything up.
I don't think so. I think we may have missed a trigger or 2 there, but I don't think we played anything egregiously incorrect.
Yeah, no, I think we're okay. But yeah, it's nice to see that there are some teams here that can go toe-to-toe with Inferno, because I was really worried about Inferno. Now, having said that, I don't think you have the optimal Inferno squad.
No, it did take a little bit for Hask's identity to get triggered, because I had to wait until I got someone to the middle in order to get the other half of my team to benefit from it, and I really didn't wound a lot of people.
No, your attrition...
I wounded 1 person.
Yeah, your attrition...
Oh, no, 2. I actually did wound Zeb.
You got Zeb and you got Ezra. Your attrition actually wasn't the greatest. Now, part of that could have been sabotage, and you started moving a lot of your range guys over a little bit, but there was some good line of sight blocking, which I actually don't think really played into all that much.
No, I never felt like I couldn't get a shot off. I never felt like I couldn't get into range. I never really felt like the ingress points were... It was just, I wasn't there.
You had a couple activations that unfortunately fell a little short.
Yeah.
Namely your Dell activation.
Yeah, Dell's activation was one of the activations I'm allowed to have in the game.
Yeah, and that was a little unfortunate. I think your Grand Inquisitor attack also wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't amazing. It was all right.
Because who did you attack with the Grand Inquisitor?
That was into Ezra. Yeah, okay. And it teed him up to get taken down by Ivy.
So it wasn't terrible, because I don't think he could have taken Ezra out, but he really was able to hurt Ezra.
He took Ezra halfway down and exposed him, which felt quite good.
Yeah, so honestly, like, maybe having the ISFs instead of... Or even you know what? If you had the Death Trooper escort instead of Third Sister,
probably
maybe.
Yeah,
might have been a little bit better there.
I think the problem, like, I do like Fifth Brother. I do. He's a great character, but I think the problem is, like, I look at this list and I go, okay, so I could swap out Third Sister for a different secondary, and at that point, the Inquisitorious thing really isn't getting all that power. So maybe I swap out that primary, and at that point, I'm just playing a different list entirely, and I just swap out the Fifth Brother for the ISFs. Or not the ISFs, the Special Forces, and I just play a different squad too.
Well, I mean, if we were building this optimally, yeah, I don't necessarily know if Grand Inquisitor is the best pairing for Inferno.
Perhaps not, but I saw Jedi, and you were bringing some Jedi, and I saw Rebels, and I thought, well, they're from Rebels. You got to bring the Rebels.
Yeah, like, if you had brought, like, say, like the Moff Gideon squad with the Death Trooper escort and the Dark Troopers, yeah, that's the thing. I think you probably could have built a squad that was better equipped to take on this team
for sure.
But I mean, that's one of the things. Like, we don't always build the optimal teams. I mean, you've seen me run 501st how many times? So
yes.
So like, yeah, we're just having fun here. And honestly, it was still a fairly close game, all things considered. I just happened to get a really good, strong activation with Sabine at the very end there.
Yeah, honestly, I think one of the things that really got me in the end was drawing Reva that early, because she was not doing it for me, so not being able to reserve anyone else after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, because all Reva would have done, because I think when you drew her, I think it was Sabine's point that was the priority.
Yeah, and she wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, and because Fifth Brother was pinned, you couldn't get him over there. Yeah, that pin on Fifth Brother was huge.
It was massive. It changed his entire game plan.
It really did. And the funny thing is, I was hoping for the dash initially. I think the pin was actually better for me.
The pin was very good.
Yeah, I think the pin was better for me. And I was able to put out some key conditions when I needed them, I think. And that really went well for me. But sometimes that's the way the days go, right?
Yeah.
But either way, a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing more Spectre, more Inferno Squad. I'm glad to see that there's a team that can actually kind of take them on.
Yeah.
They did not feel as oppressive to me this time around as they did the first time.
No.
Which was really kind of nice. But yeah, we'll see how they keep going in the future. So yeah, Alex, as always, good game, man.
Good game.
We'll see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.